Morning, guys. We've just arrived at Fort William after traveling from London Euston on a Caledonian sleeper. So I must say that was a long journey getting here, and don't get me wrong, I really like the Caledonian sleeper, but the seats can be quite uncomfortable and it's really not easy to get some sleep. But saying all that, I still get a few positives that I can say about Caledonian sleeper. So first, I love the big windows for enjoying the scenery. And here are some views that I managed to capture on the way here. So we've got these beautiful mountains with a little bit of snow. And you got this abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. Flowing rivers and stream, which again I managed to capture this using the slow motion, because most of the time I usually miss this, or I didn't even notice this because the train moved so fast, and there's plenty more to see and enjoy the scenery. And I also like their hot drinks options, which they have tea, coffee, or hot chocolates, which comes with packet of shortbread. Sometimes they forget to bring it with the hot drink, so you just have to remember it to remind them about it. And from experience, if you're lucky, you might even get upgraded to a cabin, which makes the journey so much comfortable and enjoyable. And one of the best things, if your train arrives more than 30 minutes late at your destination, you are entitled to a refund. So, like today, we arrived 42 minutes late due to issues at Preston. So, we will definitely be getting one, and they're usually quite quick with refunds, especially if you book them directly. So, those are the things that I love about Caledonian Sleeper. So just a quick note for any Harry Potter fans watching, and you might not know this, that the real life Hogwarts Express is actually the Jacobite steam train that is run by the West Coast Railways. It normally travels between here and Malig, but as you can see, it's not here today. So I'm not sure if we just missed it because we got here late, or if it is just not running at all. So I did a bit of digging, and it's actually expected that to start later in the 2026 season, as they're still sorting out some safety upgrades and approvals. So that might explain it. So Fort William Station is really a decent size. Inside, you'll find a cafe, a Caledonian sleeper lounge, toilets, and luggage lockers where you can leave your bags while you explore. So when you come out of the station, you'll find a souvenir shop and a barber shop on your left. And if you carry on towards the underpass, it takes you through to the high street, where you'll find various shops, restaurants, hotels, and cinema. Straight ahead is the Morrisons car park, which is really handy if someone's picking you up. You can also catch a taxi or a bus from here, and it's very convenient for groceries too, having these big Morrisons, and you get Lidl at the back of this, and then Tesco is also available on the high street. This is such a great idea, so you can wash or dry your clothes, even your duvets, wherever, while you shop or grab something to eat. So there's a lot of camper van, motorhomes, it stops here. How's the price?
Not bad. Go and do your business, come back.
Yeah.
I know your stuff's missing.
Well, kidding aside, according to this is actually secure because washing machine is locked during cycle, and you'll get a text notification 5 minutes before the end of wash cycle. So I'm just being nosy. So if you use wash, it depends on the weight of the loads that you're using. So if it's 20 kilos or less than that, then the price is different. And then for the dry, it also depends of how long you want to dry the clothes. That's the Ember bus. That's obviously going to somewhere, and we're heading to have breakfast. Lots of flowers already. So because the train arrived late at the station, so we also missed our first bus. So as we've got nearly 2 hours to kill, so we decided to have breakfast first, and then we can do a bit of shopping, and because the next bus is not until 12:30. I think we're just about to make it for the last call for the breakfast. So although Caledonian Sleeper also offers breakfast, but we decided to go to McDonald's instead. And since we fancied it, and it's only cost us about £11. After breakfast, we went to Morrisons to stock up since we had no food at home, especially after just arriving today. So we're now waiting for the bus, and as we get a few minutes, let's go and walk here. So on the other side of Morrison, there's another car park, as you can see here, and that's where the Lidl's. And you got quite a lot of electric car chargers in here, including Tesla. So that bus that you can see, the black and green one, that's the Ember bus. So that's an electric bus, and it's very good because if you're someone like me that get travel sickness, having to smell the fuel sometimes doesn't help. But it is quite a nice bus. They're cheap, but you just have to make sure you book in advance. So there's a lot of buses from here that you can catch. Cause some goes to Oban, Inverness, Glasgow, Malig, as well as other places including Kinlochleven. Hiya, 2 singles to Kinlochleven, please.
Actually, was that ready?
So although we pay more on this trip going to Kinlochleven, because the pilot scheme for the £2 fare cap is not going to start until the Monday, the 23rd of March. So although we're not going to get that this time, but we're definitely going to get it on our way back. So this means that you can travel on any Shield buses services for no more than £2 on an adult single or a child single fare. So that's a really good news for us because it cost us quite a lot of money traveling to between Kinlochleven and Fort William. So that's a really good news for us. But for those who obviously, if your fare is less than £2, it doesn't change. You still pay the same price. So it's only for those who pay more than £2. So at the moment they're doing some roadworks here, which might not be ideal for everyone, but it actually suits me. It makes the bus slow down so I don't feel as sick. If you love nature and enjoy outdoor activities and you're looking for your next adventure, you should definitely add Fort William, Glencoe, and Kinlochleven to your bucket list. They're absolutely worth visiting, especially in your, if you're into nature trips and exploring outdoors, hiking, that sort of thing. There's a wide range of accommodation to choose from glamping, Airbnbs, hotels, or something else. It really is a beautiful area. And of course, it depends on the time of the year and the weather, but honestly, it's stunning no matter when you go. So even now, as you can see, just sitting on a bus, the scenery is incredible. It's genuinely mesmerizing looking out and everything around you. Even that petrol station, it's got a beautiful view. So sometimes when we're going out for a day trip, like going to Glasgow, Oban, or Fort William, we usually will cycle here to Ballachuish and leave our bikes at the co-op and then catch a bus to our destination. Also, since the early bus from Kinlochleven doesn't get us to this stop in time to catch the Glasgow first bus to Glasgow, we usually do the same thing. We cycle here, leave our bikes in the car park, and catch the bus from this stop instead. We're now approaching Kinlochleven, and if there's no problem on the roads or any issues, we normally get here before 1 hour. So it probably takes about 50 to 55 minutes. So it's not too bad, really. Like I said, I felt like I was okay on the journey because well, I was thankful with all those roadworks. Actually, even with the roadworks, it didn't delay us so much, but it just caused this driver sometimes to slow down. So which I'm really, really appreciative about that. So these are stopped now. So well, thank you guys for watching, and I hope I see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.